Hey guys, how's it going tonight? Sorry about the delay there. I went upstairs to refill my drink thinking, it'll just be a minute. And I saw we had cookies, so I had to eat some. I hate hearing people chew on stream, so I don't do it myself. And yeah, I had to finish those before I could start. Richard says, today is my birthday, but can you sing tonight on Lords of the Night? Do you mean tomorrow on Monday? Well, I guess it is today, here at least. Stop by and remind me, and absolutely. Dax says, wow, unexpected. Dax, I'm going to be talking about drama tonight. Actually, everybody, I'm going to be talking about drama tonight. So if that's not your bag, probably not the stream you want to listen to. I'll get into other stuff later on. But Tom says, please don't spend too much time talking about Metokur. I could not care fucking less. You know what, though? I probably won't spend a whole lot of time on it because, frankly, it was disappointing. And I'm not just talking about the fact he was so late, but because shit happens. Our stream tonight for gaming was late, but Dax, you want to come on, man? So things happen. I don't mind him being late, but having watched all of Andy's stream, I didn't learn anything new. The only thing that made the stream interesting was Jim in between the stuff, and frankly, most of it was him playing the audio from Andy's stream, and he's broken it up because he's apparently got too much stuff to talk about. And so tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time, he's going to be doing another one where he's focusing on David Sharat, aka David Shitrat, aka Spinosauruskin. I forget how his fucking name was said. Michael says, you have no idea how happy I am that you are streaming. I was super bored and you're my favorite creator on YouTube. Oh, well, thank you so much. Hopefully I won't bore you too much with I know a lot of people don't get into drama, but for me, this is like I explained it to Satsu and Scribe the other night. For me, it's like Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead. When this stuff blows up, I am like there watching as it happens, and then it calms down, and that's like the off season, and I wait for the next season to come out, and this is the next season, and so far it's been a little disappointing. How you doing, Dax? I see you there. I can't hear you if you're talking though.
How about now?
There we go. How you doing, bud?
I'm good.
Do you have yourself muted?
No, the headset I have has this little audio jack thing that if it's not precisely tucked in, it doesn't want to be heard.
Oh, gotcha. Did you watch the Metokur stream tonight?
No, I got home at around like 10:30 and I hung out with the woman for a while because you gotta.
Well, if you watched any of the stuff that's gone on in the last couple of 2 days, you didn't miss anything really. He went over Andy had his stream 2 days ago where he released the Tonka Kraut audio, and it's them talking. This is what I don't understand. This late in the game, why the fuck do these people ever talk where they can be recorded?
You figured they'd learn by now,
don't you think?
I wouldn't talk to any of them while I know that I could be recorded.
Fuck no, we'd have to be like in a public place that's loud, and we'd have fuck no. And why the fuck do they all record and screenshot every? Well, I guess I know why. If I was them, I would.
Yeah.
Oh god, I was watching the stuff unfold with Tonka, of course.
Sure.
And then I think it was Guardian came out, and he's got these screenshots where it's Andy trying to get somebody's docs. I'm like, what the fuck is even going on? Why do you guys do this public? Well, it's not even public. You know what I mean? Why are you doing it where it can be captured?
I think some part of them really just wants it all to be captured.
Well, this is the part and this is probably not true, but part of me thinks that they're all setting it up. One of the things that we hear in the Tonka Kraut audio is Tonka setting up how the Kumite should go. Basically, I mean, it's Jerry Springer. It's all fake.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at all this and like, is it all fake? Because nothing else makes sense to me. Dom says because they're fuckwads, although I record a lot of my conversation. You know what? I don't record any of my conversations because I've never had conversations like that.
Why would you ever need to? I mean,
exactly. I mean, hang on, I got to turn you up a little bit. Not you. When I put my headphones in, my volume drops horribly. There we go. IBS is as fake as the WWE is. I'm beginning to think so because I don't understand how all of them are basically dirty. They're all doing the same thing they're accusing other people of.
Yeah, that's the hypocrisy in action, which is something I normally cannot stand at all. Do not like hypocrites.
Peter says, I've never recorded a conversation. You know what? I've never even had a conversation that I would need recorded.
Right. I've never let things get that bad.
The worst we've ever done in private conversations is maybe insult somebody, but then I do it again on the air because it's funny.
Yeah. I would never say something in private that I wouldn't say in public for the most part, you know.
And are we the only ones using Discord for like gaming? Because it seems like everybody else is using it to fuck with one another.
I'll be honest. Back when I was big into Andy, I was a moderator on his Twitch when he was starting to try to get that to be a thing, and we were all excited. He had a game he wanted to make, and we were rallying a community. And all of a sudden, the internet blood sports came out, and he was gone.
Harbo says, "Missed the end of Metokur Stream. Anything new come out? Not really. Jim spent the last part of it doing super chats. Holy shit, dude! He was like,
God, they make money."
He was like 30 minutes late, and just the people waiting were tossing money at him. I mean, they hand over fist, they were giving him money. It's like, Jesus Christ.
It's kind of disgusting. I mean, it's their cash. They can do what they want with it. It's just, wow.
Well, I mean, I don't begrudge him that, of course.
Not.
But I'm not going to lie. I was a little bit jealous. I was a little bit jealous.
I mean, they're doing stupid shit on purpose, in my opinion, and they're making bank on it. I mean, it's like the Jackass boys without the effort.
Irate Prostate says 11,000 people. At one time, it was up to 17,000. Or when they were actually watching, it was up to 21,000. But yeah, 11,000 people just waiting for this shit.
Disgusting.
Oh man, no, I love it. I think it's great. Like I said, this for me, this is like the Super Bowl, man. Just get in there. But the one I really want to see is tomorrow's, because this is when he's going in on Shit Rat is what they call him. I hate that name. I don't know why. So I'm going to call him Sharat because that is his name. But I don't like the word shit really, because yeah. But
we talk about such dirty things, and that's the word that gets you wrong.
It is. It's because it's shit. I mean, he made about 500 before he even started streaming. Yeah, Peter.
Good for him.
There were people, a couple of people throwing 50s. At least one person threw 100 during the stream. I don't remember if anybody did that at the beginning, but yeah, 10s and 5s everywhere, man. If he was a hooker, he'd have needed to change his G string to just catch it all. I know you have Ligma. What is Ligma?
Don't say how you lost it.
Huh?
Don't ever say Ligma, because then it's followed with the joke.
I don't even know what it means.
Yeah, what is Ligma? Lig my balls, get it?
Oh, okay.
Good job.
Dom says, who's anal vape and why that name? He probably thought it was funny, and he's just one of the people who runs in these crowds. There's a lot of people in there that you're going to hear names thrown left and right that most of them are people you're probably never going to hear again. But tomorrow, yeah, he's going in on David Sharat, and that's the one I want to see, because, like I said, everything I saw tonight was the same thing that was on Andy's show, just with Jim's commentary. I would have watched just Jim's commentary. If he'd have just made like a 20-minute video on this, I'd probably watch it 2 or 3 times. But that was the only interesting part to me, actually.
I wonder when this is all said and done, if he's not going to do like a 5-part expose on the whole thing.
I wouldn't be surprised, but he did say that he was wanting to get back to the furry stuff. So depending on how tomorrow goes, and if anything drops between now and then, he might be done with this again for a little while. If Tonka doesn't deserve money, neither does Jim. I never said Tonka doesn't deserve money. It is funny though that Tonka repeatedly said how much he never needed that money, and now he seems a little sad. And I don't blame him, man. Tonka lost a lot of money from all this shit. Irate Process says, hell, even the super chats were funny. Yeah, the problem was they were so hard to keep up with. There were so fucking many. You couldn't even read the fucking chat, man. It was going so fast.
That's why I usually don't pay attention to the chats during those things.
Sometimes the chat is the funniest thing, depending on who you're watching. There's a lot of really funny people that, or at least people who get a good couple of good one-liners in there. But so for those of you who don't know, I suppose we should cover this real quick. Oh, sorry, I just got a text at fucking 1 o'clock in the morning.
You popular.
Yeah, no, it's inside the house is actually somebody texting me from upstairs. YouTube's new policy on super chats is dumb. It's absolutely moronic, but that nobody has confirmed that is what everybody thinks it is.
Yeah, they haven't made an official statement yet, have they?
No, and they're not answering anybody who's asking about it. So we'll get to that in a minute, guys. But for those who don't know, there was a leaked audio of Kraut and Tonka, and it was released by El Rariachi, I think is his name.
Yeah, I think so.
Who was in on the call, and there's not a lot of horrible stuff in there. I mean, it's not good, but it's not as bad as like the doxing server stuff that we heard. But there is the part where Tonka and Kraut is conspire the right word in this case?
I would use it, yeah.
Conspire to have Kraut come into the audience of one of Tonka's streams, and then Tonka would yell at him a little bit and invite him on, and then eventually slowly he would release information to Tonka that switches Tonka over to his side, kind of like a horrible wrestling script.
But that's what Tonka's always wanted, though, don't you think? He's always wanted that kind of same WWE stage.
Yeah, oh yeah. And he had it there for that's another part that just blows my fucking mind with this. Some of these guys, like Tonka, for instance, had gone from if you go back to well, they were doing the Kumite, but before it became this big thing, they were getting like a couple hundred views per stream. And it blew up to the point where there were times he was getting 60,000 views on some of these.
Oh yeah. I remember.
Why would you fuck that up? Why would you risk that?
Maybe it's the gamble to see if they can get twice as much. Like, like Irate Process saying, a heel turn is what they call it. It's like, what if he's just setting it up so he can immediately turn around and be like, "Oh, I'm back, bitches."
I think at this point everybody's losing their audience except Jim. Because no matter what you think of Jim, guys, at least he's out front with his stuff, man. Unless somebody has some secret audio recordings of him that says otherwise.
Oh God.
He just comes out and says it and challenges people to come on. CRP is here? Holy shit. Sure, dude, I'll send you. I'll bring you on for a minute. Let's see. CRP himself. Yeah. Don't I follow you? I thought I did.
Oh, give Satsu a link to, or should I just send it while you're doing that one?
Oh, go ahead and send it Satsu. Is Satsu still up?
Yep.
Hang on, guys. We'll get right back to the drama in a moment.
We just need more players, guys. Hang on. Oh my God. Why is Twitter being stupid?
All right, dude, there's a link. Yeah, you can absolutely come on for a minute. And I'll just tell you now, I've been highly critical of you before, man. I'm upfront about my shit too, so probably too much sometimes. Irate Prostate still lurking. He's still here, I think.
Yeah, he's still in there. He was talking just a second ago.
Yeah. I just don't understand why they would jeopardize it. That's the part that gets me so much. I mean, look, I understand people insult you, and in fairness, I made that statement yesterday that all of this is because people get insulted and then they get their feelings hurt. And somebody DM'd me and said, look, there's actually more that's happened. And they're right. There are charges that have been flying back and forth. Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad. We've never had a chance to speak to each other.
I don't believe so.
No. And like I said, I don't know if you heard me. I have been critical of you before on streams and stuff. But
oh my God, let me just slit my wrists.
I was gonna say you get that a lot. So what you're much more a part of this. I'm watching from the outside. You've actually been involved in some of this. I want your opinion on this. Why do you think these guys are willing to risk this? To risk what they built over?
I don't know. That's the $1 million question. And I, honest to God, don't know. By the way, does my mic sound okay?
Yeah, you sound fine, bud.
Okay, great. I can only stay for just a few minutes. Thanks for having me on, by the way. Yeah, I don't know. I don't quite understand what is the point. All these gay ops, right? They don't generate views. They don't generate subscribers. Well, subscribers don't really matter, of course. It's views.
Right, views is what counts. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's what generates ad revenue. So, who cares, how many subscribers you have? Just the views. The subscriber base is just an easy metric, an easy shorthand for what kind of views you're getting, right?
Right.
But these gay ops don't accomplish anything. So I'm as puzzled as you are as to what exactly is the point of all these gay ops.
Now,
I've never participated in a gay op. I've never, like you, until very recently, I never recorded any conversation because I had no need to record any conversation. But unfortunately, I failed to record a conversation with the wrong bishop, and they took that conversation, and the wrong bishop did record it, and he and Kraut and his goons took that conversation and severely edited it to my detriment. But and so now I know that I simply don't talk to such people. But
our behind the scenes chat, because we run a nightly show and we've done it for more than a year. We talk to each other for maybe 10. Well, it can be up to a half hour, but it's always about what's coming up with the show. We talk to each other about how we're doing. It's never been anything that anybody would be interested in hearing. And I don't understand how you can get that someone.
Yeah.
To where,
yeah.
I mean, to me, I love doing this. I have a lot of fun. I pissed people off before, absolutely many times. Thank you, Seal. What is this gay ops? Gay ops is things like the Kraut doxing server and this new Tonka thing. And I wanted to get your opinion on that specifically, Coach. Did you hear Andy's stream?
Oh yes, I was glued to that stream. Unfortunately, because I had a lot of things to do, but I wound up listening to all 6 hours of that Autism Fest. That was goddamn funny, if you ask me.
It was ridiculous.
Real, yeah. These autists, right? Well, I'm doxed. So for people who don't know, I'm from South America. I'm from Chile specifically, and I'm Roman Catholic, and this will come up in just a second. These autists somehow got it into their head that I'm not actually who they doxed, but rather I'm using this name, and according to them, it's like a pseudonym. And
I heard that. I saw that the other day.
And that I'm actually a Jew from Iowa, and that I don't even speak Spanish, according to these retards.
I heard that on the Andy stream. They said anytime you try to speak Spanish to him, he backs out.
No, porque yo no sé hablar español. La verdad, las cosas que cuando trato de hablar español, solamente me salen palabras en inglés. ¿Qué quieres que te diga?
My high school Spanish isn't that good, but that sounded Spanish to me.
Yeah, I just said in Spanish that I don't know how to speak Spanish, and that whenever I try to speak Spanish, the words just come out in English.
Nice.
It's just absurd, It's just they're just retards. That's the thing. And I suppose what happens is that, see, they're fundamentally talentless. And I think that what happened, thinking about it, this is an idea I'll float out there. And you guys pick it apart as you see fit. But could it be that these guys are fundamentally without talent, right? And they are terrified of losing their income. And so rather than focus on just producing work on a consistent basis, they figure that by doing gay ops, by doing these little schemes and such, that they can improve their income potential. Do you think that might be it, that they're so insecure about who they are?
I think with the way that IBS blew up, and it all happened because of the crowd thing. That's where it blew up. Everybody got in on it real fast.
Yep.
And channels that either had like Andy's channel had been dying from what it had been. You can go track it, guys. I'm not making this up. Yep. Tonka's channel was barely watched at all at that point. And then it blew up, and everybody's like, oh, this is how we do it. And the problem is there's not enough drama to maintain that long. If you look at it, something like Jerry Springer, I mean, they bring in new people every day. That's why it was able to keep going.
Sure.
But when all you have is the same drama that you've had for the last 11 months, there's nothing else to go to. So stuff would start to dwindle, and then they would start going at each other. And do I think it's a lack of talent? Not necessarily.
A lack of material, then. But then
that's what it means. It's a lack of material.
Yeah, but like Kraut, who's at the center of all these gay ops, right? He doesn't do IBS. He does structured videos, right? So why would he feel the need to do all these gay ops? Well, I mean, in Kraut's case, it's revenge. He's just going after people he doesn't like. Yeah, sorry. I withdraw my own question.
I think it's ego in that case. I think I think your video on Kraut is probably the most head-on. The one that you did, I can't remember if it was right before or right after all of the releases. And you mentioned his ego and stuff, and how it was obviously getting to him. And I think for him, that was it, because Kraut had an audience. He didn't have to go in on the alt-right. And even when he did, he didn't have to keep doing it just because they made fun of him for it. But that seems to be what it was. It's like, they made fun of me. So I don't know. I love drama, dude. Let me put that out there.
It's fun.
But when you try to dissect it, that's where it's like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Yeah. I don't quite understand it myself. My thinking has always been that the best revenge is living well.
Yes.
That vindictiveness and thoughts of revenge are just stupid, because you're just going to eat up your time thinking about the other guy, as opposed to using that time and that brain power to focus on your own life, to improve your own life. You see what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah. So the idea of going after somebody, like quote unquote revenge, ooh, I'm going to get you, it's just stupid. It's just a waste of time.
I want to ask you specifically about Jeff Holiday, because in my mind, of all of the people who've been through this shit, I think he handled it the best. He pretty much just let the drama go. Occasionally he'll make a comment on Twitter or something, but he just went back to what he used to do. And it's actually worked out pretty well for him. He's starting to pick back up. And
sure.
Would you agree with that, or do you think there's somebody else who's been involved with this who's handled it any better, or do you think they've all just
no of the guys who got squarely splattered with shit? Let's just take the Metokur quartet of videos about the Kraut and T situation, right?
Sure.
People that he made fun of. Jeff Holiday he got a whole bucket full of shit on his head.
Yes, he did.
And I would agree with you.
And deservedly. Let's be honest. He deserved a lot of it.
Yeah, he was a scumbag by his own definition. By his own definition, he was a scumbag. And his own definition that Metokur put in the video, it was like even worse, But he handled it best. I would agree with you that he sort of just like soldiered on. And everybody says that the internet never forgets. Well, no, the internet never remembers. Okay. Because you hang around on the internet long enough and you stick with it long enough, and people will forget what happened, whatever scandal you were involved in. Because you see, there's a reason why channels have so many dead subs. It's because the viewers get churned and burned. Right?
Sure.
Your actual audience is just a fraction of your subscriber base, and it's that top fraction. And it's the fraction that flees when they realize you're a complete asshole. But, Kraut, at his peak, he had 130,000 subscribers. Now he's down to about 102,000.
I saw your tweet today. That made me laugh. I'm not going to lie.
It was funny. That was why I just wanted to tweet the guy. And we got into a whole Twitter DM thing. It was pretty goddamn funny. I posted on 8chan just for the laughs, but, it's not important. But the point, this, how can I put this? To your point, yes, Holiday handled it the best. I think also because he actually has a family to support and he doesn't have any other source of income, he figured that he should just stick with it and just soldier on. And that was the only thing he had, the only avenue left open to him. Same with Mundane Matt, but Mundane Matt is not as compelling a presence as Jeff Holiday. I personally do not care for Jeff Holiday on a visceral level, even aside from all this shit that he did to me, right? But but he just soldiered on. Mundane Matt is just, not
full
compelling.
disclosure. I consider Jeff a friend, and I told him when all this blew up, like, dude, you fucked up, and he's like, yes, I did. And I think he handled it the best because I think so many of these people, when this shit happens, if they would just say your piece and walk away. Right. You don't have to stay in it. Real quick, I want to address something in chat. Azure Phoenix says that we're missing it because it's not really about ego and stuff. It's literally about people taking shit offline and doing the SJW thing and destroying lives. That's where it escalates to, but that's not where it starts. I mean, none of this started with a dox. It all started with
Rage After Storm. It started with her. She was the Helen of Troy of this whole shit show.
That depends on if you take what Jim is saying, and we'll see tomorrow, I guess. About David Sharat and it being actually all starting with Lauren Southern.
Wow. Just the other blows, then.
Just fucking blows my mind. Like, how can you be that upset? Real quick, Satsu, how you doing, bud?
What up, Dow?
This is Coach Red Pill. Satsu is one of my regular cohorts. Me and him do the show 6 nights a week. So.
If you ever take that long to address me again,
fuck you.
I swear to
God. I was just being the long-winded gas bag that I usually am. So
you are kind of long-winded, but so am I. So I don't mind.
Oh, by the way, Azure Phoenix in chat says CRP buys subs. Change my mind. Yeah, Crowton T is going on and on that I buy subs because the YouTube algorithm at the beginning of summer just picked one of my old videos, something I posted back in September of last year, picked it up, and it just went viral. I have no idea why. And from there, like several other of my videos went viral. I think the algorithm got tweaked somehow, and or they figured out where to position my content. And the easy way to show that I didn't buy any subs is by the number of comments on my posts. The number of comments are commensurate with the number of views, and the number of views I'm getting are commensurate with the number of subscribers.
I saw the charge, and I went to your Social Blade, and here's what you do, guys. If somebody is making that charge, go in there and see if there is a spike in views that is in line with a spike or with a big video. And you had one video that hit I want to say it was 250,000 last time I saw it. And if you guys look, the spike in subs comes, I think it's 2 days after that video was released. Yeah. Which makes sense. And as somebody who watches his own numbers very, very closely, you can see these things. Yeah. I can't say for certain you never have.
No. I don't see about the. No, I haven't. But here's the thing also. I don't take the view count seriously. I mean, I recognize that other people take it very seriously, and if you have 100,000 subs, you're a big deal. Okay, I mean, I'm noticing it now. I think it's absurd because I'm not doing anything particularly different than what I did, over the last 18 months that I've been, fooling around this hobby. But I think that a lot of people view somebody who has, 6 figures in subscriber count as a big deal, but it's arbitrary. It's the YouTube algorithm for whatever reason, whatever obscure reason, that cannot really be gamed or at least I don't know how to game it. Well, it all of a sudden decides, oh, I like you, so I'm going to toss you in front of a lot of people, and you're going to get a lot of subs and a lot of views.
It's mostly a timing thing.
I have no idea. I have no idea. You know,
my biggest video actually was my one on Jordan Peterson, where he was interviewed by, what the hell's that ramen haired bitch's name? Channel 4 in Canada, whatever it was. And that one, I actually didn't make my video till like 4 days after that broke. But for some reason in the media that day, it just happened to get another big surge, and I came up.
Can we do a quick rundown for those who aren't in the loop? Because I'm getting a lot of like, what's going on?
Oh, sure. We're talking about the Kraut and Tonka release, and Jim going over it today on his stream, which again for me was boring because I watched the whole Andy thing.
Yeah, it was it was a little bit anticlimactic.
It really was
bigger punch, but I think Jim was a little bit drunk. You know, he seemed a little bit leprechaun-y.
I think his commentary was still great, and that's why I liked Jim, because Jim is so fucking quick. You can tell none of his remarks were like prepared, and that's what made the show for. If he'd have done a video on this, I'd think great, but as it was like, man, it's kind of like you said, anticlimactic. That's why I'm looking forward to tomorrow, because that should be the newer stuff. He didn't even go over the for you guys who don't know, somebody was offered apparently $2,000 to give up Jim's docs.
Yeah, I think he's gonna structure it for tomorrow. You know, I think actually something must have happened that rattled him a bit, and that's why it was a little bit off, a little bit anticlimactic. But hopefully, you know, tomorrow he'll get he'll get his edge back, because you heard that when he went to town on V.
Oh yes! Oh my God! Yes.
Yeah, he ripped him.
Pissed.
He ripped him. Yeah,
Coach. Before we lose you, I have Dax, my buddy Dax, and Satsu here. Do you guys have any questions you want to throw at Coach?
Sure. AMA.
Or any thoughts you want to share on what we've said? Because me and him have been dominating the conversation here.
I've just been listening for the most part. It's interesting to me.
Yeah, I have literally no investment in any of this. It's just very entertaining.
I mean, I've never been a big Tonka fan. So
by the way, people in chat are saying how do they get Coach Coin, right? Okay,
oh my God, Coach Coin.
You got to Coach Post. If you don't Coach Post, no Coach Coin for you. That's how it works. But no, you know, the whole thing of my channel blowing up, I do not take it seriously, because it seems like, you know, getting a lottery winnings. It's trivial. I don't find it particularly important. Other people find it important, you know, fine. But I think that ultimately the quality of your content is what matters. And there are a lot of channels that have very, very few subscribers that produce very high quality content. And others, you know, I mean, like, you know, lolcats or whatever, that have millions of subscribers.
Oh, sure.
Right. Yo, I appreciate the compliment, by the way.
No, there's a lot of great channels that are much smaller than they should be. My buddy Satsu, I agree. But like Poisoning the Well, their fucking production values are awesome. They do really funny stuff. But
they don't click for whatever reason, you know. And it's not because they're not doing good videos, like you said. They're doing great content, but they just don't click for whatever arbitrary reason that is beyond their control. And so when you happen to get boosted up, you have to recognize that if great content creators like Poisoning the Well are not getting shot to the moon, but you are, then it doesn't have much to do with your content per se, and it's just factors that are, for all intents and purposes, arbitrary and random. So you have to take it like that. You have to take it.
Oh my God, Monkey. Speaking of that, have I ever told you what my most viewed video was?
No.
Listen to this title. I don't even remember why I made this video. And to be honest, I can't even tell you what it's about. I'm about to read the title to you.
Okay.
Is the Department of Defense planning an EMP drill to counter Antifa?
It's the Antifa thing, man. That's what did it right there.
That is my most viewed video.
You throw Antifa in a video title right now, and it'll do well.
Yeah, I made it. Ask me what it's about. I have no fucking idea. no fucking idea.
You know, I'm gonna try that out just for the hell of it. Just for the love. I'm gonna do a video called, Antifa, and see what happens.
All right, I just want to credit in the description.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll talk about I don't know anything else, but just Antifa.
Antifa. Yeah. Hi SDA, how you doing?
Hi, how are you guys?
Hey,
Oh,
girl.
I'm wonderful, sweetie. Yeah, I can't wait for tomorrow. I was so disappointed tonight. I don't know if you heard. This is my Super Bowl, man. I love this shit. I don't want to be in it, but I like watching it.
Monkey, I'm going to let you know that tomorrow I'm also going to be in chat if you stream again. Like, hey, can you just run down for all the stupid people that have no idea what the fuck is going on?
Well, yeah, Andy got a hold of a 3-hour recording, 2.5-hour recording of
Kraut and Tonka.
Yeah, Kraut and Tonka
then
talking.
He joined in the conversation, and it looked almost as if Sargon himself was going to join in the conversation.
Yeah, and then
Was that the big Sargon tea, or is there more?
There's a rumor that somebody offered 2K for Metokur's docs.
Okay.
Yeah. And he had a pretty good comeback. He said that if they paid him $1,000, he would have given it to him.
Just giving it to him. But the kill stream last night, he said he sent something to Ralph that was really interesting, and Ralph seemed really intrigued by it. But he didn't drop it today, so hopefully he'll drop that tomorrow. I'm guessing it's about the docs thing, about who was trying to do it.
Yeah, 'cause I can't even watch if I was inclined to, because I'll be in class tomorrow night. I've got a late class.
Oh,
so.
My ass will be glued to the computer. I got nothing better to do.
Yeah. But no, the Tonka Kraut thing, that happened in early June, and it was because Tonka, he basically lost his audience.
Yeah.
Because of his bad performance in the IBS Apocalypse. And that was interesting.
So bad.
I didn't watch the whole 6-hour autistic screeching.
I've seen it
too much. You have
IBS Apocalypse? What is this? Am I
This was the big thing that was it was Tonka, I don't know all of their names. That's the
Backyard Blood Sports,
Backyard Blood Sports.
Andy, Ethan, Ralph.
Okay.
And they all got into a stream with Metokur. And Metokur,
right. Yeah, I remember that. Now I remember this.
I thought before it happened, I thought that these guys they had these shows, and everybody knows that in the show, if you lose your shit, you lose your cool, you lose. So you have to. And I thought to myself that it would be really boring of them just sitting around, just holding, real tight reins on their emotions and not saying anything. Boy, was I wrong. I mean, 2 minutes into it, and they're screaming at each other. I mean, just flat out screaming at one another. It was just the most amusing thing. And Tonka, I didn't hear the parts or what happened exactly. And I've never quite understood why Tonka lost his audience in that stream. I mean, I know that that's the lore, but what happened specifically? I mean, I'm genuinely asking. I mean, what was it that he said or did, or what attitude did he, show that led people to be so antagonistic towards him? Can you guys tell me?
I think so often on the Kumite, he even if he's heated, he's not screaming. You very rarely actually get to see that part of him. It would usually just be a little part before he kicks somebody off or something.
Mm-hmm.
And you just had basically 6 hours of it. And
screaming.
Yeah, just losing his shit. And I don't know that that's actually where he lost it. I think that's where he lost himself in all of this. I don't even know how to articulate it, and it's all my guess here, so it's not that important anyway. But
it's all we got is supposition, really. We don't know why he's acting like he's acted.
I think that it was a bad showing, and then the whole blow up with him and Andy and failure, I think, is where he really lost his audience. I'm quitting the internet. Kumite just falling apart. That was not a good moment for him.
Is it ever really a good moment though when you have a full blown meltdown on the internet?
No, it's not.
I mean, that's just the thing. Like, if I could give any advice to anybody, even though I'm a small creator who is trying to write books like a fucking asshole, don't have, if you're going to have a mental breakdown, do it in the corner of your room
Yes.
and not like in
Not
front
near
of
a
people.
mic.
Corner of your room, bottle of Jack, just staring at the wall, like, why
Yeah,
the fuck did
yeah.
I do
Like
this?
rock in the corner for a while, like call your mom, whatever you need to do, even if she's dead, like whatever. And you know, and do that. Just don't
Now, let me.
have a
I gotta.
breakdown.
I gotta ask you, Coach, because I've seen you get upset before, and
Sure.
you usually you seem to walk away at that point.
Yeah.
Is that on purpose? I mean, do you feel yourself get to that point, and then you're like, oh, fuck it, I'm not going to do this on air?
Sure.
Or okay,
Sure. I mean, like, you know, I mean, what? I mean, just a regular person, right? And so, like, just like anybody else, you know, some shit can get under my skin, especially
Mhm.
things that I know are not true, that just drives me nuts. And yeah, of course I lose my shit. And of course, you know, sometimes I get beaten by, I get beaten out by somebody like Nick Fuentes, famously, BTF owed me. Was it fun? No, it was certainly not. But it happened, you know, and you just have to roll with it. You know what I mean?
Well,
And
it's their short-sightedness is what the problem is, because a lot of
Yeah.
them, because of the attention they got from these temper tantrums and shit like this or whatever, they figure, okay, if I am going to do this, I'm at least going to profit from it. But they don't think about what's going to be the result of that shit.
fair
I would
enough.
agree. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, but see, the thing is, okay, you make a fool of yourself online. Okay, you get into like some argument with somebody for whatever reason, and you make a fool of yourself. Well, so what? I mean, making a fool of yourself, it happens to everybody, and everybody's gonna laugh at you. But you know, if you just like, you just shrug it off and move on, you know, you'll be fine. It's just when you do the stupid shit as opposed to making a fool of yourself. You make a fool of yourself, we've all been there. Okay, we all have. I mean, don't give me shit that you haven't. We all have made a fool
absolutely.
of it.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
you're always, especially when you're talking about political stuff, you know, you're always like, there's always going to be a moment where you like, you say something that was like just fucking stupid, like you didn't do the right research, like whatever, right?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
That
And so,
happened to John Tron.
so making a fool of
John
yourself,
Tron,
that's
Poor guy.
forgivable. But it's doing stupid shit, gay ops, that is unforgivable.
Well, this shit's been going on basically for a year now.
Well,
We're coming up on a year of gay ops.
Yeah, it's been a slow
No,
death.
more. It's been going on for quite a bit. But look, this is my thinking. I think that Ethan Ralph is the only one of the whole bunch who has mastered the formula. And also, see, you know, I'll say this publicly. I've told him, you know, or privately, I think on a podcast, I forget. But see, Ethan Ralph has the motivation to stay on the narrow path. He's got the motivation because, you know, he did his time in prison, in jail, because of the stupid assault that was not even a fucking assault. I mean, we had a podcast interview with him, and he was very explicit and detailed as to what happened. It was he's just basically drunk in a hotel lobby, and the cop just took him away, and just in the act of arresting him, claimed that he had been assaulted, and he wasn't. You know, but anyway, it doesn't matter. The water under the bridge. The point I'm trying to make is that, see, Ethan has decided that this is his path into the future. So he's not going to risk it. He's not going to do anything stupid. And I'll tell you guys one thing, and I've said this before, and I don't mind saying it 20 times. He is going to break through into the mainstream. He's going to make it big because he's got the discipline. The discipline to stick with it. Yeah. The discipline to stick with it and go all the way.
Loses his shit, but he seems to get it back real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I think that's the important thing, because I mean, like, it's human, like, to sometimes have a moment, but the important thing is what you do after you have a moment.
Yeah. Well,
it's not just that moment coming on.
Exactly.
With Ralph, going back to what we talked about a little earlier, Coach, he also does like news stories on his show.
Yes,
and
exactly.
He doesn't just do the drama unless there's enough content there to do it. Otherwise, he just keeps going with his show like normal. I'm a fan of Ralph.
Yeah, but he prepares his show.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing that people don't seem to realize, that unlike the other IBS streamers who just show up and sit around and bullshit for, you know, sometimes hours on end and going absolutely nowhere because they didn't have anybody booked. You know, you show up at Ethan Ralph's show and he's going to have prepared stories and he's going to talk about stuff. And if Internet Blood Sports pops up, he brings them on, and let's have at it.
Yep.
But if not, he'll just do his news stories. And there have been episodes that I've been listening to that he didn't have any Internet Blood Sports. And he just did news and commentary and oh, this is ridiculous and this and that and shooting the shit. And the show, you could say, was like, quote unquote, boring. But it wasn't. It was a compelling program that I didn't feel at any point that I wanted to, cut him off or change channels or whatever. And, that shows to me that the guy has prepared his shows. He's prepared his shows. And so he's going to have a future because he's got that discipline. The other guys, they didn't have that discipline. And that's why they all failed. Okay. Ethan, that's why he's going to succeed, because he's got that discipline, that stick-with-itness kind of attitude. And he prepares his shows. He's got backup stories. He's got material to fill up his time.
And he treats it like it's a job, like it's a business, because that's what it is. If this is how you're going to make your money, you have to treat it like a business, period.
Yeah. I mean, even if you're doing other stuff, you have to make it a priority. Like that's a decision that you have to make. And it's a decision that you have to make with any kind of creative thing that you do.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to go, for most people, it's not going to take off right away. So you have to put time and effort into it. And if you're not willing to do that, like, fine. But if that's what you want to do, then you really do have to make that commitment.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Look, I was estimating, I actually haven't sat down and like counted up his super chats. I don't have the patience for it, but somebody maybe in the chans or in chat would be interested in doing that. But I would guess that Ethan is raking in, between, 500 and $2,000 per episode. Let's just say $1,000 in super chats. Now, remember, Google takes 30% right off the top. So he's taking home $700 per day on average. Let's just speculate. This is hypothetical. I don't actually know these figures because, like I said, I haven't sat down to count them. But say he's getting $700 per episode, and he does 20 episodes a month. That's $14,000.
Yeah,
that is a very, very decent living. Okay, you can pay all your bills, and you can make your nut, and you got plenty left over, to put together for a down payment on a house or what have you, or even just, if you live fairly modestly on $14,000, after taxes, you're talking, maybe he's taking home like $9,000, and from that, he's spending $4,000 a month on expenses, so he can put away $5,000 every month. Yeah, that's good money. That's damn good money. You wind up getting together a nice little
again. This is why stack. I don't understand why these guys, because Tonka used to make that kind of money.
Yeah.
And now Jim's even making jokes about it. I mean,
it's gone. It's gone.
The Super Bear.
You guys think that Tonka's going to hang in there, or he's going to leave?
I think if he can learn to, like we've been talking about, kind of act like an adult, I guess, then yeah, maybe. But you don't know what happened on the live stream. You don't realize the damage, the brand damage that he inflicted.
You know what I think he's going to do, Coach? I think he's going, because we had the Guardian leaks of the Andy conversation. I think he's going to focus on that. I think he'll be back, and he's going to try to make that the story, which, by the way, should be the story. Yeah.
That he talked to Andy, and what was the upshot of those conversations?
No, let me see if I can even find them. It was Andy asking for somebody's docs.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't know about that. Oh, that's an interesting turn to the soap opera. Jesus Christ. I don't ask for anybody's docs. I just don't really care. Although I have put out like about 1,000 Coach coin to get your docs, Spanking.
Get
that, and I'm going to hold it up against you. I hear that, there are some pictures of you with some farm animals. I'm going to fucking blackmail the shit out of you. Actually, you thought they were Polaroids. Nuh-uh, they were they're online. They're in the cloud.
I just sent you a link to the tweet thread for that, so you can check it out. Yeah, I think that's what he's going to go with. It'll be okay. Look, I had the. He's already made the argument that I was just booking a guest. Like, no, you weren't, bitch. We all heard it. You were not just booking a guest. You were setting it up.
Yeah, the Tonka situation. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean-
so he's got that as his out, and then he's gonna turn his focus to what I just sent you there. And chat, I'll throw it in chat for you guys too, so you guys can read it.
Actually, I think that he's going to walk away from it.
You know what? If the first couple of days don't go well for him, maybe we'll see. I think pride right now is just too strong with so many of these guys.
Yeah, I think that Tonka he's capricious in his decisions, and he doesn't have the whatever you want to call it, the strength of character, the gumption, the stick-with-itness.
This is a man who got mad at me, and me and him had a screaming match because I called him a drama whore.
I mean,
that is absolutely what happened. I called him a drama whore, and he demanded me to come on his show, but I was out at the time, so we did it a little bit later, and we screamed at each other for an hour.
Yeah, that was kind of something else.
but to
I
dox
enjoyed it.
Monkey just a little bit, because I have seen what he looks like. He is a very pretty man.
Thank you. Yes, I am.
Oh, say
And
hi
that
to
was
Jenna
for
here.
free. You're welcome.
Say what now?
Say hi to Jenna.
Hi, Jenna.
There you go.
Oh, is she here? Oh, hi, Jenna.
Sorry, yes, yeah.
You're fine.
But yeah, guys, this has been an. If you hadn't seen any of the Andy stuff, I think Metokur's video tonight, his stream tonight, could have been interesting.
Yeah.
But if you'd already seen it, I mean, there was literally nothing.
Yeah, it was very anticlimactic for people who were in the know. Yeah, because
So I can
Andy's
skip it and not
stream,
lose anything.
Andy's stream got huge.
Oh yeah, it did.
Yeah, wasn't up to like 9,000.
I didn't get to see it live. I watched it in two chunks, a little bit last night and then this morning. And I think when I saw it, it was up to 19,000 views. So
No. I mean like live views.
live, I didn't get to see.
It was up there. It was up there. But
in chat, it says CRP started this shit show last year. You started it
Yeah.
all?
I said I did a video called Sargon Knew, and I said that the whole crowd situation and doxing and all that shit, Sargon knew about it.
I remember the video. I disagree with you on that. That there's proof that he knew.
Well, actually, in the Andy Tonka conversation, it
Yeah,
comes out he did know. You know,
looking
it was
like
vindication.
No,
I mean, I look the thing. It's come out. I'm getting like shitloads of Twitter tweets saying, vindicated. And a lot of people were very nice and have said nice things. Because they thought I was full of shit back in December, and it turned out now, 10 months later, 11 months later, that I was right. That Sargon knew. He knew from the beginning. And he just kept his distance for the sake of plausible deniability. And the guy's a scumbag. Sargon is. He's a scumbag. And I'm looking forward to seeing him become the amazing atheist. Somebody with a very large channel that nobody watches, because he will get to 1 million subs, no question. But in 18 months, 2 years, nobody's going to be watching him. Nobody's going to care about him. He'll just be sidelined, and he'll be running gay ops, and trying to get back the attention of people. But it's not going to happen.
This might be the dumbest question ever. Sorry, Dax.
No, go ahead.
But what are gay ops?
Gay ops are when you plan schemes, behind the scenes, in order to create public effects that are detrimental to your perceived enemies.
All of this stupid Discord. It's all this.
Oh, the war room shit?
Yes, the war room shit.
Oh, okay.
What war room shit?
That's what it was. What they didn't crowd call it as war room.
Mhm.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, like for instance, we decide that we're going to target you, and we get together and we do, okay, we'll do this and that in this video, and we'll like leak this audio that's been edited to make you appear to be like you're like, I don't know, like a kleptomaniac or some shit like that, right? It's all this retarded.
Well, they just tried that with Andy. They did. There was just a leak showing Andy. By the way, the leak wasn't even that bad, which was what was really stupid about it. It showed him talking to a 17-year-old girl, texting her and sexting each other, and turns out it's all fake. But it's thrown out there to try to make Andy look like a pedo.
Well, no, it's their modus operandi. I mean, like in my own case, for instance, I was smeared as being some sort of confidence man, and of course, I've never been a confidence man. They insistently say that I'm a criminal and that I have a criminal record, which is just not true. I have a illegal U-turn in 1996 in L.A. And in 2001, I think I walked my dog without a leash.
You know that's hard.
You did what?
How dare you?
What was that last thing, you monster?
Yeah, walking the dog without a leash. That's
You
that's
piece
my
of
criminal.
Hey,
Yeah,
kick him out of here.
Dude, he's got to go, man.
Monkey, like somebody who did an illegal U-turn and you have them on your channel, like what the fuck?
Hey,
I already know I'm gonna get so much shit for having.
I'm
Cody.
fraternizing with the enemy.
Yeah.
But
But the thing is, they were very successful with the smear. I mean, most people who don't know me or whatever assume it's all true, and it's not. But the thing is, see, it's very hard or sometimes impossible to dislodge a negative idea, especially if you hit a person on a visceral level that they just don't like you, and the personality I have is just sort of controversial. Either people like me or dislike me intensely, if not hate me outright. And so a lot of people who dislike me intensely or hate me outright latched onto this bullshit and they run with it. And how am I going to convince everybody? It's impossible. Okay. And so that's what happened to me, and that's what these guys did. And I think it's they're just nasty pieces of work. And they were going to do it to Andy with this pedophilia stuff, but they were so goddamn sloppy about their lies. Yeah. And Sargon doing this whole like using the word grooming to talk about his fans.
Oh God, that was so stupid.
Yeah, that
Jim's
was
grooming his fans. Yeah, that was nuts.
Right. Yeah, it's smearing. It's smearing. That's the problem with these guys, that they try to smear you, just like the SJWs they consistently criticize. They try to smear you in order to discredit you, and so that anything you say is not listened to. And I said that Sargon knew, and because of that fact, Sargon did a whole video that got 150,000 views, claiming that I was a confidence man. And he used the Kiwi Farms information as a smear that Kraut himself, through his little minions, had put on Kiwi Farms. And that's how they do it. And that's what Jim was pointing out with the what's the name? Cat, Curious Cat.
Curious Cat, yeah.
What was it called again?
Curious or Creationist Cat, isn't it?
Or Curious Cat or Creationist Cat, something like that.
Oh yeah, it's Creationist Cat.
Yeah, so he has some agent or some friendly put up information, and then he comes across and like, oh, look there, it's public information, and it's all a bunch of lies that are just designed to smear somebody. Yeah, that's how they play the game. They're nasty people.
In Sargon's response to you when you did the Sargon New,
mm-hmm.
he shared some DMs you guys had done.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what the worst part is? You know the worst part of that sharing was? There's a famous line that, honesty is just a tactic.
Yes.
Do you know who said that line? And do you know why I wrote it there? Because Sargon and I met by chance in a camera shop in London.
I remember hearing about that. Yep.
Yeah, in early November of 2017. And we went to lunch. And it was him, my girlfriend, and me. And we had lunch for like a couple hours. And we had a great conversation. And in that conversation, and something that I would tease him about in later conversations, he said, honesty is just a tactic. He said it.
Well, see, that's why I was going to ask, because in that conversation. Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. And he flipped around his own words that I was teasing him with. And he used it to smear me. Well, that's the kind of guy he is, man. What do you want me to say? That's why I despise him. That's why I'm like, I am enjoying this, because I'm not.
Oh, I don't blame you.
Yeah, I'm just watching this happen, because I didn't do any gay ops. I'm just like doing my fucking videos, right?
With my interactions with Tonka, I'm not going to lie, I've enjoyed the last 2 days.
Oh, yeah, I bet you have.
I on it, everything out front here. My problem with you has always been your content, not your not your stuff with this, because I disagree with some of what you said there, or what you say in some of your normal videos.
Mhm. Sure, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly legitimate. Yeah.
That's where I tended. When it comes to this kind of stuff, though, I'm not that invested in the people. You know what I mean? For one, it's too easy to, like with this Andy dump, the one that I just sent you. I mean, you have this. Andy releases this Kraut Tonka thing, and then this comes out that him and Geek were involved in trying to do some other gay ops, and it's like I don't know anybody enough to trust what's going on and what's being said. I just sit back and watch it and try my best not to get any on me.
Well, my thinking is that the only one that you can trust is Metokur, because he doesn't have a team, right? He's just a jester, okay? And do keep in mind, Metokur doesn't produce original content. He just assembles the craziness that other people do and laughs at it, okay? That's
well,
not...
There was... I wish I could remember. I'm gonna have to go back and watch again when he did his series on Kraut, and it was something with the Killjoy thing. There was a part he left out. It doesn't make it look a lot better, but there was a part he left out, and I was like, oh, that should have been in there. But for the most part, you're right. Jim's on Jim's side. Jim's on the side of making people laugh.
Yeah,
which
there's nothing wrong with that. That's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, I'm not critical of it. By any imagination, but because of that, he's the only one you can pretty much trust, because he doesn't have any. He's not on anybody's side, and he doesn't have any axe to grind. Although now the side that he's on is the anti-Sargon side. I mean, he wants to nail Sargon.
He does, and that's where I think he actually messed up with the V stream. I've heard him angry before. I've never heard that in his voice before. That was personal.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, because I think also that Jim, he's always been very negative towards any hint of pedophilia or grooming or any of that shit, right? And so I mean, it's sort of like a little bit of a, because he is nihilistic in many regards, but on that particular issue, he's very, very. He doesn't truck with any of that shit at all. He thinks that there's a line that should not be crossed in that regard. And so to be smeared with this grooming thing, even though it's just ham-fisted and pathetic and transparent, and anybody sensible would realize that it's just laughable.
I want to address something in chat. Sucking up to Jim Tane again. Look, I've never even spoken to Jim. I don't think he even knows I exist. I find him... one, quite entertaining. If you can watch him and not laugh, I don't know how.
Yeah.
When you look at all this, I was trying to describe this to my wife tonight, and explaining where all of the people are, because she knows the names. She keeps up a little bit, but not like I do. She knows the names, but I'm explaining the different sides and stuff. You got V and Sargon over here, and you got right now Tonka and Kraut over here, and you got Jim here. He's the one off by himself. So many people look at him like when he was on Kumite. It's like, oh, he's great friends with Tonka. Like, he's not. He's entertaining himself and us.
Well,
hey, Polly, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing all right, Monkey. How are you?
I am wonderful. That's not. I'm me. You know how I. Fuck.
Hey, Monkey. Zelthor said Jim may be entertaining, but what does he contribute? That's what he contributes.
Yeah, entertainment.
Yeah. And also, I just want to add that, like, if somebody's main goal is to contribute entertainment on a platform designed for entertainment, is there really anything wrong with that?
That to me is what I do. I try to entertain people.
Yeah. Look. This is just for fun. That's the whole point of it. And for some reason, people think that Jim and I are, or some people seem to think that Jim and I are friends or friends. We're not. I mean, we have not spoken privately, interacted privately.
I would say like 10 weeks. Nobody, goddammit.
Yeah, and like the last time I spoke privately with him, over a year ago, when I actually interviewed him when I was a baby channel. Yeah, I did an interview with him. He was like my first big get, and he was very gracious, you know, because I had only like a couple hundred subs, and he was very gracious to have me on. And it was terrific conversation.
Selthor
like,
says, real quick, the same guy who just said that, he says he just throws shit at the wall and sees what sticks. No, he doesn't. He throws shit at the wall just to laugh at how it splatters.
Well, no, he doesn't
That's
throw
different.
shit randomly. He throws it at shit. He just throws shit at people who are the ones who created the shit. He throws it at people who are laughable, you know, because these people are laughable. Come on.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? I mean,
Oh, God.
He's never bullied somebody like who was just, you know, living their life and doing their little thing. Okay. He only goes after people who are just really egregious, who are just shitting up the place all over. And he starts picking up the shit that they've left all over the place and flinging it back at them. Yeah.
You guys have to realize the reason that Jim even started going after Tonka, he just left Tonka alone. Tonka came after Jim and accused him of doxing. When there was, this goes all back to the IBS
apocalypse. Yeah, that was just stupid. No, look. Jim minds his own business, but he laughs at people who give him material, who make themselves laughable. Okay, I've never heard him like. There are some people who have had like embarrassing moments, but it was because of some personal reason or whatever. He sort of like ignored them. It's the ones who like go out of their way to do embarrassing shit, or gay ops. Like you know, because gay ops are, as the name implies, gay. It's just stupid. It's just absurd. But and you don't grow your channel. That's the thing. I mean, I wish that people would emphasize this more.
Jim did show a pic of Tonka by mistake. No. This Jim has been over this, and if you watch the stream, it's all there. The videos that were going to be shown, they knew what it was, and at any time he said, "If you just say the word, I will stop this stream."
Yeah,
period,
and kill the stream and kill it.
I will just stop it right now.
It'll be vaporized into the ether, you know. And everybody's like, no, all good. Okay, fine.
How long before Tonka demands that Jim fights him in real life?
That is so gay. That is just so stupid.
Yeah.
Look,
About halfway through. Go ahead.
I told you what I think of him. Tonka is indeed a fuckboy, and that is definitely something a fuckboy would do.
He's done it many times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a reason why Jim's never going to make a video about somebody like, say, me, because I can't get anybody to fight with me longer than, like, you're just ranting monkey's thought. I'm like, is that it? Is that all of the controversy I can manage to drum up? And it's because, like, if you mind your own business and you're just doing your channel thing, yeah, he's going to leave you alone.
You have to remember, Coach, Tonka also used to try to get under my skin by telling me that I was just hanging on to SDA here. I was, yeah.
We're each other's thoughts, monkey.
Apparently, yes.
But, you know, here's the thing about we talk about Sargon all the time. Now, here's a thought experiment.
Oh, shit.
Stefan Molyneux has roughly the same size subscriber base and roughly the same number of daily views on average, right? And roughly produces the same kind of content. Different styles and this and that, sure. But they are roughly in the same lane.
Mm-hmm.
We never talk about Stefan Molyneux. Why not? Because he's not engaged in fucking gay ops. That's why. He's minding his own business. He's doing his shows, and good on him, and he's successful, and you know.
Well, look at Shoe on Head. Jim,
again.
He said it during the V stream. He's like, look, they are the actual alphas, her and Armored, because they're just doing their shit.
Yeah.
They make mistakes, sure, but they are just doing their thing. And if you look, Shoe just passed 1 million.
Yeah. Her numbers are they're okay. They're not that fantastic. I mean, she gets she just
but her fans are fanatical.
Yeah, they are.
They are fanatical.
I don't quite understand it, but you know, shit. There's lots of weird, you know, things on the internet that I do not understand that have rabid fan bases. So,
well, she was one of the first females in the genre. And she has a quirky sense of humor that works for her. Plus, she's got that millennial thing going for her, where there's a lot of young girls who seem to identify with her. which all works for her.
Yeah, more power to her. I don't have any problem with her, again, because she doesn't do gay ops.
Yeah.
You know?
Polly, you seem to be itching to get in here earlier. Is there anything you want to?
Well, I was making the comments that I was making, and I don't have a very high opinion of Coach Red Pill's content. He doesn't know who I am, so it would be kind of weird for me to start like coming at the guy.
No, you don't have to come at him. I mean, but like I told him, I have like.
What's your problem with my content? I'm genuinely curious.
I think it's boring. I think you're a hanger-on. I think you attached yourself to an ongoing controversy. You keep repeating gay ops over and over again. I think you catch on to catchphrases and repeat them. Your very name is an indication of that with Coach Red Pill. It's the name you got famous off of. So then you're going to stick it in your bio afterwards after it becomes cringy. You know, it's a fucking pseudonym.
I started it there. It was from the very get-go.
So you wanted to name yourself something cringy. That makes sense.
I said in my about page that it is a retarded synonym, a pseudonym rather. I've always said that it's a retarded synonym. And the reason was that it helped me stay on point as to what I was trying to achieve with the channel so far as the content is concerned.
To be retarded?
No, to do content that would be directed towards young guys who didn't know how to deal with the modern life that we're living. They're the kinds of videos that I wish I'd been able to see when I was 19, 22. They're the kinds of videos that I want to leave for my kid, because I have a 3-year-old son and I'm 50. And so I realized that by the time he's in his 20s and 30s, I'll be a decrepit old man, if not dead. And so I wanted to do this hobby of doing little videos. And basically the idea is to make these videos so that he can see them when I'm not around.
Well, it's clear that you like your camera work. I mean, I don't think that's one thing that anyone could fault you with, which is why I was joking around. But fair enough. We all have hobbies, and you know, I know different people that are into photography and videography and different video work, and I think your videos demonstrate that you have more skills in terms of videography than you have at content creation. I think that much like a Michael Bay film, most of the reason to see a Michael Bay film.
I'm the Michael Bay of YouTube.
Yeah.
Real quick, thank you, Diesel Dave.
Me of that. That's pretty
Plus,
funny.
she's cute as hell. That doesn't hurt talking about shoe on head. Yeah, I mean,
no. But I'm interested in what Polydub has to say. I don't mind.
Sure. I was just I get my super chats as they come in. So
I beg your pardon. Sure, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. My problem with the content is always I'm not a red pill guy. I still am a romantic at heart. So I often find, like your one video where you compared women to dogs. You had to know that one was going to get you in trouble.
Hey,
that was funny. And people didn't even look at the video itself.
I did. I watched the video.
What was the video about?
You were talking. One, I have a horrible memory from medicines I take, and you can check anybody here; they'll confirm.
Oh,
that.
He has the worst memory ever. Like the only reason why he remembers his own birthday is because we have the same birthday.
There was parts in there where you were talking about how I want to say like train them, but not really train them.
No. I didn't even use the word training.
No. That's why. I have vague memories.
I'll tell you what it is. What it was. Yeah, it was a catchy title, if you will. But the whole point was that women are like dogs in the sense that dogs and women respond to confidence. If you approach a dog or a woman, without confidence, if you're frightened of them, then you're going to get snarled at, and you're going to get barked at, and you're going to be driven away. But if you approach either a woman or a dog with confidence, as if you know what you're about and are lacking in fear, you'll be able to get along with both the woman and the dog. And, it'll be fine. And I talked about a dog that had been running around this farm I'd been living in late in 2016. And this wild dog had been just a nuisance. And I'd finally just tamed it myself by just, yelling at the dog and saying, stop barking, because the goddamn dog was barking all the time and it was scaring my kids. And I yelled at the dog a little bit and just got the dog to chill out.
Didn't you talk anything in there about the Pavlovian part of it?
No,
I swear.
No, I didn't. I can show you a bit shoot of the video. No.
Oh, I watch it again. Like I said, I have a horrible memory. That's like got, what is that, a year old now?
Yeah, more than that.
At least, yeah. So, but yeah, you do videos like that where,
well, here it is on BitChute, where because it got struck. I'm putting in the side chat.
You're shitting me. That got
Yeah.
struck.
Yeah, because people just looked at the title; they didn't pay attention to what the video was actually about. Okay. Yeah, because people are stupid that way. Most people are NPCs. I mean, the meme is on the money as far as I'm concerned. But see, it had a point to it. It wasn't just some, the title was clickbaity, and in the title card at the beginning of the video, I basically acknowledge that fact because I put the title, and underneath in parentheses I say, how the hell is he going to talk his way out of this shit show? And I talk about it, and it wasn't about saying that women respond to Pavlovian conditioning or some shit like that, and it certainly wasn't about treating women like like quote unquote bitches or something like that. No, it was just how to handle a woman is the same way that you handle a dog, with confidence, with and the way you achieve confidence is with practice of just exposing yourself.
So you act like a confidence man.
Not in a flasher way, in a just going out there and meeting women, meeting dogs, and getting confident around them. Because
Spunky.
if you're never around a dog, you're going to be scared of a dog. But if you're always around or consistently are around dogs, then a new dog is not going to scare you at all. You know what I mean?
Spunky, you might be thinking of like Sandman. You might be cross-referencing here.
I might be. I do remember this video. Because I just watched a little part of it, and I remember you talking about where you said you pet it and it'll roll over and show you its belly, and you pet the belly and you've made a friend. I do remember that part. And you're right. I may be confusing that part with Sandman. I agree with you on confidence. I try to preach that to people all the time, just in a slightly different way. How much?
Go ahead. Go ahead. I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
How much are you actually on the red pill bandwagon? Because you said you picked it as a cringy title
Yeah, because it's simple and catchy, but like I said, it keeps me on point as to what I'm trying to achieve. Okay, and insofar as the videos I do, they're look, 98% of my audience are male. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah. Like 75%.
I would imagine that
them are between 17 and 34. Okay, that's the kind of audience that I'm looking for. That's the kind of audience that I'm making content for. And sometimes my videos are repetitive because I know, because I used to be a young man, that you got to repeat the shit several times in order for them to get it, and I recognize that.
Dude, I make anti-SJW stuff. I understand about repeating content.
Sure.
There's only some, but I have a question. You said that you're doing this for your son, and I find that I have no problem with that. What about for later in his life, or are you just looking more for that time period you were just talking about? And before you answer, thank you, American Gamer. Big fan, Monkey, first donation ever. But could someone tell me why what Sargon is doing in real life is so horrible? It requires CNN level coverage. It doesn't. It's not getting that much. It just seems it because of the corner of YouTube we're in.
Yeah.
But anyway, what about for later in his life? Do you plan stuff for that, or is it just for the?
That's the whole point. You see, because if I help him get his head screwed on straight, by the time he's in his 40s and 50s, he'll be able to figure out it on his own, because that's the point.
I'm gonna interrupt for a second. Monkey Squishy's home, so I'm gonna be, if you need me, I'm gonna be listening to what happened today at work. So
okay,
Squishy for me.
Squish.
Hello, Squishy.
You should let me tell Monkey the story.
Oh my God.
Come on,
Squishy.
She wants to tell a story.
I love you, Squishy.
Yeah,
I can do it.
sure.
Of course you can. Squish always has. Squish is his new wife, Coach. So.
Oh, congratulations!
He broke the last one.
Okay, Monkey, are you ready for this?
I'm listening.
All right. So I'm minding my own business, right? And my other manager calls me and he's like, "We got a problem. There's a bird in the restaurant." I'm like, "How the fuck did a bird get in here?" They're just like, "We don't know." I'm like, "It just didn't appear. Like you had to open something." So I go in. they got it cornered behind. We have an icy machine.
Mm-hmm.
So they have boxes thrown behind it. I'm like, what the fuck is that going to do? Because it's like one of them like tiny little brown birds. So they're chasing this bird across the whole restaurant, diving over counters, climbing up shit, all this stuff, right?
Were they trying to catch it?
Yeah, because like it's the weekend, so we can't get like our like people out to get it, like whoever takes care of that.
Sure.
So like I call like the head dude and he's like, either catch it or make it unseen. I'm like, how am I gonna make a bird unseen in a restaurant? So we have it cornered in a booth in the dining room. Like we have cardboard boxes around it and it keeps flying into the window like it got out. So it flew over the counter. My one crew member jumped over the counter and it dove headfirst into the on fryer.
Oh.
Oh
It
my
like,
God.
yeah, it like
No.
it flapped twice and then just sunk into the fryer.
Oh.
And then they made hella burgers.
And they put that shit on a bun and served it.
Yeah, fried
No,
chicken, right?
like we
Holy
had
hell.
to like scoop it out. My one crew member, she was bawling her eyes out. The other one grabbed it and he was about to throw up because he's like, oh my God, it's crunchy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I had to like hurry up and drain it and it's still soaking.
Oh, that's horrible.
Jack says
Yeah.
fried bird 30% off.
Oh, that is a story. That's a
Oh,
story.
God.
Man.
It was crunchy. It
I
was
love you,
crunchy.
These are the
Squishy.
thrilling stories I get when Squishy comes home from work.
That is an awesome
We
story,
need a
though.
squishy stream.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
We do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carlos, that's not clickbait in the title. We talked about that earlier.
Yes, we did.
Coach, I if you don't mind, I need to ask you something that has come up in
Yeah.
chat over and over again.
Yeah.
People want to know your source on Sargon knowing.
I inferred it.
Okay.
From the video with the that you put up, and when I'm saying the video with the spectacular ceiling angle circling, that one where you're drinking coffee and taking notes, that one.
Hang on. In that video that is actually called Sargon Knew.
Mhm.
I'd said before that Sargon knew. But in that video,
that's the topic that I'd really like to focus on is you and Sargon, because I think there's more material there than there is anything to do with Metokur or Andy or any of the other people you mentioned to associate yourself with more interesting people. I think you have a beef with Sargon. You make it clear. You say you don't like the guy. What was the phrase you used earlier? Scumbag or
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Some disparaging name. I think that's why you're enjoying it. That's my guess.
Sure.
I'm inferring it. I think it's because he called you a confidence man and you didn't like it. I think it's because
No. It's not that I didn't like it. It's not true. Okay. So get your facts straight.
you also thought it was just a
It's
smear
not
job,
true.
right?
It was a smear job. Okay? And look, on the level, it's not true. There is no such criminal or civil complaint anywhere. And I've lived in, I can name every place I've lived, and there is no such complaint anywhere. It was one relatively small business deal where I put up $25,000 for the monetization of a website for this economist. He was going to provide the content. I was going to provide the funding to build the infrastructure for this site. And after it was running for a bit and I was recouping my money because we were going 50-50 on the gross revenue, he decided to pull out because he'd gotten a job offer. And I didn't want to pull out because I wanted to recover the full extent of my money. And you know, what the hell had I wasted my time on this business deal for?
I hear you. But to me, that's neither here nor there. Wait. Okay.
You're gonna have to listen to me, because if you're gonna be saying, you know, I didn't like being called a confidence man, yeah, because I'm not. Okay. So get that clear. Okay. Are we clear? Because I don't have to put up with anybody calling me that. Okay. And cavalierly saying, oh, you didn't like it. No. I didn't like it because it's not true. Okay.
How long do you need to say the same thing?
The fact of the matter is, I had put up money for this website. This economist didn't like it, and on his blog, he just put up a one-sided account of the business dispute that, of course, favored him. What do you think? He's going to be even-handed in that approach? And Kraut and Sargon use that account to smear me as a confidence man, call me a criminal, where I've never been arrested. I've never been charged with any crime ever. I've never had a suit filed against me, either me personally or any business that I've been involved in, ever. Okay.
I really don't think that
ever call me or refer to me as a confidence man. Are we clear?
Because no, I didn't call you a confident. All right, just calm down a little bit.
Hey, guys, be real careful how you approach me insofar as that smear from Sargon.
I was repeating what he said in the video, and that you didn't like it. If you're still bent out of shape over it a year later, that's a you thing, man. Calm down.
Fuck you. I don't have to calm down when somebody says lies about me.
But
okay?
they take it to Polly. Hang on.
You don't like my material? Okay, fine. You're going to call me a confidence man?
No, I'm going to say that Sargon called you a confidence man in that video, and you didn't like it. That's it.
Guys.
I didn't call you nothing.
Stop for a second.
Yeah. Watch it.
Coach. What he said is that you didn't like that he called you that. He didn't call you one.
I wanted to talk about the fact that you didn't like that video was put up. And now you're repeating your anger at Sargon. If you got a beef with him, take it to him. I don't know. I've never talked to the guy.
I am taking it. So what's your point? I mean, you don't like my content, but you keep on trying to get my attention. So what's your point? What are you trying to achieve with this conversation? Why don't you tell me? Huh?
Monkey brought me on. He said, what do you think of this guy's
aggressive and stuff? So be a man and tell me what's your problem.
And now we're on to the man stuff. Oh, fuck, please. You're going to throw an NPC meme at me now? Fuck off. Look.
Fuck off, faggot.
All right, guys.
I'm really going to take that as deep from you. Come on now.
Yeah, whatever. You don't have the balls or the brains to tell me what your problem is. You only come at me.
I've already told you what my fucking problem is.
Yeah, you don't like my content. You come at me like you're a big man, but you're not.
What big man? I said, you don't know who I am, so I don't really want to throw shit at you. And you said, no, come on, I want to hear it. So I told you. And now you're yelling.
Okay, you haven't heard me yell. Okay. Now, what else do you want to know? What other question do you have in your pea brain?
I'm going to continue on with the same question I had before you had your little hissy fit. I think that your entire opinion of this situation is completely governed by how little you like Sargon and how much you detest the guy. And my inference, as you put it so clearly, of your detestment of the man is based on, he's going to end up like the Amazing Atheist. A year from now, nobody's going to listen to him. That's not a prediction. That's a hopeful wish on your part.
Okay.
I've got my own fucking beefs with Sargon in terms of content that he's done. I still think that it was fucked up as hell, the way that he interacted with harmful opinions in that one, and Monkey's got his beef with him. But it's not a deep souring to the point where every opinion that we have of the guy is going to be governed of it, and to the point where we're wishing for his downfall when he's having a beef with someone else, in this case Metokur, that has nothing to do with you.
No, it has nothing to do with me rather. But like, how would you like it if somebody with close to 1 million subs did a video saying Polydub is a pedophile?
We're talking about you and Sargon.
Yeah,
right
well, yeah, I'm asking you, would you
did Sargon call you a pedophile?
He called me a confidence trickster.
Then let's stay focused on that and not worry about what's going on.
Would you like it if somebody who has a reach of nearly 1 million subscribers said that you were a confidence man?
Now, this business deal that you were talking about was one part of it.
Now,
if he had it ass backwards,
I have answered your questions directly. Now answer my direct question. Would you like it if somebody called you a confidence man?
Would I like it if someone called me a confidence man?
I
wouldn't like it, but I wouldn't pretend that it was only the one thing that he was saying that led to it. If he got this business deal shit all twisted, fine. You've made it exceptionally clear that you don't agree with the way that he put it, and you have more direct knowledge of what was going on with that association.
It's a matter of objective fact.
Okay? And that's fine. Now I'm going to continue on with this thing. He also made the point of, like, when I met the guy, it was
guys. Hang on. Thank you, Jordan. Guys. Yes. Sorry about that. Go ahead, guys.
Sargon was talking about his interaction with you post the camera storm. We had lunch, and this guy's going to act to me like he's one way. And then when we're not talking to each other, this is how a confidence man acts. That was a huge part of his point. That business deal aspect of it was only one thing among several that he was saying. He was talking about his personal interaction with you led him to the impression that you acted. What are we going to say? I don't want to set you off again because you seem to be like a touchy guy. You're a little two-faced, I guess, would be a blunt way of putting it.
Yeah. Do you know why my opinion of him changed? Because I enjoyed my interaction with him when we met in person, And I enjoyed, we had, I believe, 1 or 2 hour-long conversations on Skype, and I enjoyed those. Do you know why my opinion of him changed? Because I knew and I discovered for a fact that he had known about Kraut and T's doxing and smearing campaign against me. And he had known about it, and he hadn't said a thing about it.
He's, to my best recollection, the timing of it is important. I realize that. But to my best recollection, he said, yeah, Kraut got a hold of me. Kraut said that he had this dox. I said, okay, what are you going to do with it? Don't do anything with it. Big deal that you've got it. I'm a huge, like, you getting doxed, that's fucked up. I've got a huge problem with doxing. Kraut sucks for having, well, it just sucks. The guy's a pariah now, and justly so. Nobody should be doxed. Now, with that said, what is your, like, Sargon knew what? What did you want him to do? He's like, assuming he said the truth. And the audio that he recorded his conversation with Kraut. Does that not verify it to the point? Like, did you want him to fight on your behalf? I don't understand.
It was a cover your ass recording, and that's clear from the context if you'd actually listen to it.
Yeah, he said, because of previous things, I feel that I'm going to record this just so you know.
Previous things were that he knew.
Now, you heard the conversations between Jeff Dox Holiday and Kraut after the fact. Kraut comes on and he's all, oh my God.
Do you know when the date of that conversation
along with this?
Do you know the date of that conversation? It was, I believe, December 5th. And the whole thing broke on the 16th, 17th, 18th of December. Okay. And so up until, like, I think the December 15th, I had no clue. I thought that Kraut was just acting independently when this whole thing broke. And then I realized by inference, and then it was proved by those recordings, that Sargon had known about this gay op shit of planning to dox me and smear me back on early December.
If I may,
which
hang on a second.
And he had acted, Sargon had acted towards me as if we were friends after he had already had that conversation that he recorded with Kraut. He already knew, and he talked to me as if we were buddies.
I'm with you there. I understand what you're saying there. But
so hang on a second. I mean, I want to be clear because
I think you have been. I think you have been.
I've never met or heard of before. All right. He's coming at me. And he's like, oh, the timing's important. Well, I'm telling you.
I do have a question about that, if you don't mind.
Shoot.
Because this has been the one that so many of us have asked. Even if Sargon knew, what do you think he should have done at that point?
He should have at least given me a heads up.
Told you.
At least a heads up saying, Kraut is assembling some God knows what, some sort of gay ops. And he's planning on doxing and smearing you. I figured that out on my own. Okay. That's what his plan.
That was just my question. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, all he had to do was just say, look, Kraut seems to have gone off the rails and he's doing this shit. Watch your back. That's it.
Assuming he told the truth, like, we're going to have to go with that. Like, when he was talking to Kraut, assuming that was straight up and everything. All he knew is that he had your docs. That's it.
Yeah.
So when you're saying, like, oh, he's going to run a gay op, he didn't know that. That would have been him making an inference.
Well, come on, we're all fucking grown-ups here. We can figure out shit.
So all you wanted was for Sargon to say to you, hey, this guy Kraut that I pal around with online has your docs. That's all you wanted from him.
Yeah.
Do you not realize that's critically different from Sargon knew that you were a gay op was being like machinations behind the scenes?
Look,
can anybody assume that Kraut was running something
this side,
that deep?
Polly, on this one, there's no other reason to collect the docs than to use it.
So, are you trying to tell me, Monkey, that you weren't surprised to the extent that Kraut was running with his fucking how many different servers he had?
No, dude, look, I understand. No, you're right. I don't think. How can I put that? I don't know what Sargon knew. But he did know that Kraut had collected Coach's docs. Now, if somebody comes to me and goes, hey, I got this guy's docs, I'm going to go to that guy and say, dude, somebody's got your docs out there. And people have done that for me. So if that's what Coach said that he wants, I get that. I just don't. I think Coach was hyperbolic with the Sargon knew, because I don't think it's possible to say Sargon knew everything that was going, and that seems to be the implication there is that Sargon was actually aware of everything they were trying to do. But on the other hand, what other reason is there to collect the docs than to use it?
I hear you. To hope other people use it on your behalf.
Well, yeah.
That's what's going on in Comicsgate right now with certain people that are
Sure,
being doxxed.
exactly,
And I think that's I hate their guts, these people that are being doxxed. They're putting it out there just for the laughs of it on certain cow boards and so on. I don't even want to direct people to where this information's at because I don't want to know what other people are going to do with it. There's people that collect docs for the specific purpose of just giving it out and hoping that people will run around and do shit that they themselves don't want to do because they're too pussy for it.
Sure, exactly, and that's what we saw with a lot of the gay ops we've seen.
That is a critical difference. From assuming that Sargon was a intimate part of it. The one thing that I will agree with Coach on that yeah, okay, you kind of wanted them to tell you, all right, fair enough. I really don't think that necessitates a year later talking about wishing for the guy's downfall and laughing while him and Metokur are going at it.
Well, see, this is where
because those two have gotten way too deep.
You're a much more forgiving person than I am, and you can count yourself my superior. If somebody, I guess for you, it doesn't matter.
I said earlier,
you and calls you a confidence man, and you're okay with that.
Look, I'm even pettier than that because me and Tonka just yelled at each other, and I'm enjoying watching what's going on there. So I get that part of it, and Polly, I get part of what you're saying. I do. But I also see what Coach is saying because when somebody comes to you and goes, hey, somebody's threatening to dox you, there's nothing you can do. There's literally nothing you can do to stop it. But at least you have a heads up that it's coming. And if it was somebody, now I don't know how much Coach you and Sargon actually talked, but especially if it was somebody I was talking to.
Yeah, we talked for 2 hours, 2.5 hours at that restaurant. And then we like one-on-one, just the two of us, and then another couple of hours on Skype, and then this whole shit broke down. Okay,
look,
now we got along, we liked each other. Okay, but then I realized that the guy is a two-faced, just schemer. You know, he does all these schemes, and he uses these schemes because of whatever. To improve his position or who knows what his motivation. Because I personally, as I said at the beginning of this conversation, I see no advantage of running any kind of gay op. There's no advantage. You never get anything useful out of it. You don't get views and you don't get subs.
Other people get views off it.
But you do get the righteous fun of seeing someone go down in flames, which is something that a lot of people love.
Exactly.
But those people are not after views. Those people are after watching someone burn.
Yeah, but the people who are running gay ops, I have never seen any of them come to anything good by running gay ops.
Okay, and now let me ask you this. So the gay ops, as you're talking about, and the schemes, plural, what schemes did Sargon run in addition to not telling you something?
Well, it's pretty obvious that the impetus for Kraut to do these anti-alt-right videos, I believe it came from Sargon. And in point of fact, in the tape that came out where Sargon recorded the conversation with Kraut after Sargon got off the call and Kraut continued ranting, he mentioned the fact that Dave Cullen, some black guy, and Jeff Holiday, as well as Kraut, had all been brought into this notion, this idea, into this plan of doing anti-alt-right videos, but that Kraut was the only one who had followed through on that commitment. And it's clear to me that the person who made those four people, do these anti-alt-right was Sargon. See, and it's coming out. Sargon knew, and people know now that he knew. He knew from the get-go. He
knew that he had asked other people to make alt-right videos. That's what he knew.
No. What he knew was that exactly what Kraut was up to, insofar as the Discord server and all the rest of it. And he was party to all these machinations. For instance, this thing with Tonka and Kraut. I mean, they tried to invite him into the call, okay, to discuss the specifics of it. V was there, okay. You heard the call. See, he knew, okay. He is the soy father, right? And so look,
what I heard from my memory of it is
I have to actually go because I have to do things. Okay, but I'll tell you this. This is the last time you and I are going to interact. Okay, but I'll tell you this. See, if you don't like my content, that's fine. Okay, but if you're going to attack somebody with lies, you better get be prepared for some pushback or a lot of pushback. Okay.
Somebody mentioning what someone else said in a video is not attacking you, man. If you think it is, come on now.
No, you the way you were referring to these smears is that as if it were the real thing. It's not. Okay?
I realize that you really don't like Sargon, and I realize that you have your reasons for it.
Okay,
especially
I don't like you, and the interaction we have had shows me that you're a pompous dickhead who doesn't understand. The
pompous coming from you. That's a hell of a fucking put down, man. Shit.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Like me, and you are a pompous shithead who doesn't seem to
deep, man. It really does.
And doesn't have the empathy to realize how damaging something like that is. And you never answered my question. How would you feel?
No, I did. I said I did. I said I wouldn't like it. I did.
Yeah, you wouldn't like it, but you did put it up with it. So why don't you just bend over?
No, I did. I didn't say I put up with it. Go back. You asked the question directly, and I said I did.
Okay, because that seems to be the kind of individual that you are. Okay,
so this is the last time. That's not fair. That's not fair. He told you that he didn't think it was fair for him to talk. Wait. Come on. Let me finish here.
I gotta go. 9:30 in the morning here. I gotta go do some stuff. So tell me so we can finish off on a high note.
He said he didn't think it was fair to come at you, and you told him to go ahead. And then the part that you got upset about, and I understand that's personal for you, but he was talking about what someone else said. He did not say that about you. And I get it that upsets you, but he wasn't saying that about you. He was asking about what somebody else
he was asking as if it were true, and it's not true. Okay, so it's
I didn't even ask you if you thought you were a confidence man.
Hold on.
You were very
how do you ask something?
Wait
a minute. How do you ask something as if it were true?
I have to go.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for stopping by, bud.
Yeah, take it easy. Nice meeting you all, except you, Polydub.
Can somebody explain that to me? How do you ask something as if it were true?
That was fun.
Well,
no, Sassy, I don't know, but like.
Oh shit. Sorry. There's a super chat. Two of them here. Thank you, Krampus. Coach is a con man who is leeching off other people and inventions to get internet famous. He's a bitch-made cunt who uses other people to feel superior. Okay, and thank you, Solid Snake. Bye, Coach. This wasn't supposed to turn into drama.
We were just talking about it.
We were going to talk about drama.
It's a nice, quiet conversation, and then he's like, "CRP, huh? Oh yeah, come on in." Boom.
Well, in all fairness to Polly said he didn't feel like he should go at him because he's never met him, and he invited it. And then Polly didn't accuse him of anything. So, all right.
Well, okay. Here's the thing, because I've been kind of quiet and listening for this whole time, and
yeah, you guys can talk now.
I'm based on what we've seen and his accusations against Sargon. Even though he said he doesn't necessarily have proof, that he knows that this is absolutely 100% true, and the interaction that he just had with Polly, and the assertions that he made specifically about Polly, and the type of person that he is, I don't know. That seems a little.
In fairness to Coach, by the time he made his Sargon New video, we already had the Kraut one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Or Kraut. So at that point, Sargon did know at least that the docs was out there. That part's fair. Whether he knew what else was going on, I don't think we can say, because we'll see with Jim's video tomorrow, because that looks to be
that's going to be fun.
This did get spicy though.
Yeah, I don't know either way.
So much of it is crucial upon timeline, and
yes,
he knows it CRP knows it point by point in a way that I don't. I was going to make the point about it's absolutely crucial to what you're saying, that the time frame did happen in that way, and maybe it did. I'll take you, in the same way I was kind of saying, look, assuming that Sargon wasn't lying, and assuming you got your timeline straight, but I don't know, I was getting pea-brain pompous comments, so I was like, all right, well,
yeah. And me and Coach talked about that earlier. When he starts to get worked up, he does tend to leave, and I don't have a problem with that. I appreciate him coming on. I know there's a lot of people. You invited him and blah blah. I have no problem with the conversation that just happened.
Yeah, it was a debate.
You streaming in the morning, Ranting Monkey? I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We'll see what time morning comes for me.
We might have to rename this because we might be on for a while.
Yeah. Holy shit!
Hey,
I was not
talk about it.
Funky.
Yeah. What's up?
Can SDA shill herself real quick?
You know what? While you do that, I'm gonna go roll some cigarettes. So you guys, talk amongst yourself for just a minute.
SDA released, so she has a book coming out on November 24th, and she released the book trailer today. It's a really good trailer. I worked really hard on it, and it's a cover reveal, and the cover's really pretty. It's on my Twitter.
Did she now?
She did.
Well, tell her I said good job, and I am proud of her.
Thank you, Sassy.
You're welcome. Why are you thanking me? I'm talking about SDA. Oh my god! So that was interesting, guys.
It really that was a lot. That got spicy.
It did get spicy. See, I don't like the drama. I like watching it, but I don't like when things get heated.
Sorry.
It was still entertaining though.
Well, because somebody commented like, "Oh, SDA hasn't said anything for a while." I'm like, "Yeah, that's because I'm sitting here like really stressed out because like two people are like, yelling at each other." I'm like,
I got to.
You didn't want to get in the middle of that, SD? Why not? It was
it was a lot, man.
No,
Polly, confidentially, thank you. Just thank you. Oh, that was worth it for many reasons.
I don't know.
Well, Polly kind of it threw me off guard because I didn't know how Polly felt about him or whatever like that, and I knew. And when he came in and he said what he said, I was just like, oh, this might get interesting. And then Polly just went in, and I was like, oh, yeah, okay. It was definitely entertaining. That is for sure.
I was talking to Zelthor in Discord, and I said, and it's how I feel about the Metokur and Sargon thing. I wish both of them, like, I get it, you guys really don't like each other in a big way, and you have your reasons, and okay, but I like Sargon's content that's devoid of Metokur mentioning him, and I like Metokur's comment that's devoid of mentioning Sargon. Yeah, okay, his little yelling just happened, but believe it or not, I'm not a fan of drama, and I would rather. I used to love Jim's streams, but now they're a few of them recently have been based around Sargon, and that sucks. And when I see Sargon put up a video that's about Jim, I'm like, oh god, again, like, you guys just stop.
Yeah, Adion said something funny. He's like, he came on. He's like, yeah, I'm only going to stick around for like 5 minutes, hour and 40 minutes later.
Yeah, dude, I had mentioned that when the chat first started. He said I only could be here for a couple minutes or whatever, and I'm just like,
I knew that wouldn't happen. I mean, again, I've never talked to the guy personally, but I've seen enough stuff with him on it to know that he was going to dominate the conversation, and he was going to be here a lot longer than 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. And this is the problem where I have whenever I invite people on or whatever, I have people on my channel as far as controversy goes. I have a hard time allowing somebody to speak over me in my stream. I understand you may be long-winded, you may have a lot to say, but Monkey was very patient. But I'd like
Monkey was very patient.
You shut the fuck up.
There was a few moments where I thought Monkey was going to flip off because
I was like, I was ready to go Dave Rubin on you guys like at first there.
Guys.
I was
still
so
don't know what
ready
fucking
to
happened.
guys.
That's funny.
Real quick, Michael, thank you so much. Props to Polydub for that exchange. I've never seen anyone press that hard, so that was fun to see. This wasn't supposed to turn into blood sports.
Well, Tommy said something. He said, I wish Polly would make a second channel so he can make content that is political and not entertainment based. Keep it up, smiley face. Well, I appreciate that. But as little mass appeal as my comic book stuff has, that's what
I like your comic book stuff.
Well, thank you. That's what I like doing. It's like I like talking about comics with Jack and Quiz. Like that's really where, you know what I mean? It's
Right. I'm still not sure what happened. I mean,
Well, I mean, what I thought was funny was you were just like, you know what? I don't want to yell at you. And the second he gave you the opening, you were like, you know what? Fine. And I was like, oh no.
cool.
And you're gonna be honest, and I knew he was gonna spurg. I'm just saying.
A lot of it was like, it's Monkey's channel. I don't want to come on here and fuck around. Is what a lot of it came down to. Is just
Yeah, I feel you.
well,
Excuse me.
I have no problem with things escalating as long, but I felt there were times to jump in because, like I said to you, if somebody has my docs, I do expect them or hope they would at least, give me the heads up, and that has happened. Luckily, the guy who had my docs was doxing somebody who's not me.
Oh yeah.
well,
that's
and
right.
I was hoping that that was going to make it through to Coach Red Pill there. When I said I'm not a fan of doxing, and that he had your docs, it's like, yeah, okay, I can see you want to give the heads up. Is that the basis of your anger against the man that he should have said something and didn't? And because to wish for his downfall and all these other things, it's like he wasn't running the op. In my opinion, from my best recollection of it, because I haven't listened to it in a good while, Kraut seemed scared as hell when he got off the phone with Sargon. Where he's like, he recorded me. Holy shit. It didn't sound like he was very supportive of anything you were going to go do. I can still see CRP's point past where you still should have mentioned to me. Okay, fair enough. But he knew about what was going on. He knew what he was going to do to me. He should have, like, the entire idea of he is the soy father. I don't think Sargon can pull the strings that people think he can pull. Like, you're giving the guy way too much credit.
Hang on, we'll talk about that in just a second. Diesel Dave, thank you. He says gay and fag a lot. It makes me suspicious. Okay. That's not nice. And Krampus, thank you. I am subbing to Polydub because of this. Coach is a cunt who can't handle reality.
Congrats, Polly.
Hey, Spunky.
Well, hey.
Yes, ma'am.
I gotta run because it's 2:30 and I have to be up early tomorrow.
Okay, thanks for stopping by, sweetie.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. I love you guys. Bye, Sassy. I love you.
I love you
See you
too,
later.
girl.
Bye,
See you later,
sweetie.
FTA.
Bye, guys.
He really should have asked for sources though from CRP. What are you talking about? If you're talking about me, I did, and he said he inferred it.
Yeah, he
said that a couple
specifically
times,
asked,
actually,
and he
yeah.
said he inferred it. Yeah,
I asked directly. That's who I am.
which
But,
we know is not proof, but yeah.
There's stuff coming out. Hopefully tomorrow Jim goes over it because they were very cryptic about it on Kill Stream and on Andy's stream.
Oh, you said cryptic. He'll show up now. Good job.
Yeah, you
Did I
say
say
it two more
cryptic?
times, he might fucking appear.
Cryptic. Did I say cryptic? Oh shit.
Yeah, the saying is, if you say Cryptic's name 3 times in a row, he'll buy somebody a game.
But there seems to be a connection somewhere, and we'll see what happens. Whether it's actually with Sargon or that was a $2 shorty chat. What are we talking about? Did I miss one?
No, you got all the super chats. Yeah.
I'm scrolling back just to make sure. Yeah, I don't see one.
I didn't see any new ones come in.
Yeah. Okay. Was there one? Let me check over Streamlabs. Nope, that one's still. And remember, guys, shill your shit in the chat there.
Thank you.
Oh, I have been. I've been keeping it going. And you're welcome.
The drama on Jim's stream wasn't very interesting to me because I knew it all, but tonight was fun.
I was gonna say, this is better than what's got to be on there.
That's the part that I gotta claim ignorance. I don't know what is supposed to be happening tonight, tomorrow night, tonight, depending on
tonight. He basically went over the stuff with Tonka and Kraut and
yeah.
The people going on there. Tomorrow, he said he's going after David Sharat and somebody, Spinosaurican or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
Somebody apparently tried to pay for Jim's docs, $2,000, and it's as far as I know, it was somebody in that call, but there's some kind of evidence that somebody else might be behind it. So
Mhm.
we'll see what's going on with all of that. Hopefully,
Hold on, and
tomorrow.
how does David Sherratt's Spinosaurus can fit into that?
Well, there's the notion that all of this started because of him.
Oh,
That all of this started because he got rejected by Lauren Southern.
Are people still talking about that? I mean,
That's-
I remember that a while back. But
And that he has been involved in a whole bunch of this shit, and Jim's finally ready to go in on him.
huh?
You know how
So-
hilarious that would be if that was like totally true.
Well,
Well-
as CRP would say, yeah, David Sherratt's into some gay ops. Yeah, definitely he is. That guy's a maneuverer, and I'm offering this and that, and he created a sock account to mock Sargon while talking to him face to face. Like, yeah, that guy was
Yep.
into legit gay ops, no question.
Draydon asks, it says, "Laugh my ass off." What? Yeah, here's how it breaks down. Somebody figured out that they thought, or they were pretty sure, Lauren Southern and David is where this all started because she rejected him, and they dug up this stream that Sherratt did with her, and it was just bad. And at one point, his mom comes in and talks about him pissing on the toilet seat or something. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. And then Wizard of Cause got into an argument with Sherratt on Twitter and mentioned that this all started because of him and a girl. Thank you so much, Circuit Zero. Laugh my ass off. I love that. Polly, thanks for the laughs. Polly was just about to own someone. Polly held his own. You did very well, my friend.
Poly Chaos
Well,
wanted to
I'm
help
not
you
afraid
so
of him
bad.
like I am of you, Monkey. You know,
That's okay.
you know, just
But there's some more evidence in that Tonka Kraut drop from yesterday. Is it only yesterday? 2 days ago now. Where it's brought up again that there was something with a woman in Sherratt. So that might be where all of this started. How fucking ridiculous is that?
Very.
Damn
Yeah,
you,
man.
White Kikamoo Cow. Why are you doing this? Thank you, White Kikamoo Cow. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't fuzzy, was he? My dad used to say that to me a lot, and I learned that when I was very young.
yeah, that's old as dirt. Wow,
You didn't
haven't
trip
heard
I
that
have
in a long
never
time.
heard that.
Really?
You never heard that?
Not one time.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Yeah, it's an old one.
I haven't heard that since I was like 3 feet tall. That's hilarious.
Like Kikamuka, I need you to focus up because you got to start tripping him up on the Lords of the Night streams.
Oh God!
Fall down the stairs and fall down the lexicon. That's his plan.
Draydon says, "Let's be honest, the toilet probably had it coming."
I don't like going. It's fine to yell on my own channel, but I don't like coming on other people's channels. Motherfucker,
You don't like doing what now?
coming on other people's channels and getting all saucy like that.
That is rude, I will say.
Hey, don't come
Messy.
on my channel.
Yeah, but now I got to roll on. So let's talk about you for a second, Satsu. You motherfucker. Let's just
What the fuck did I do? Look,
nothing.
I am the least controversial person on the fucking internet. I don't do shit but play video games and watch anime like a good little weeb.
Oh man! Oh God damn it! Thank you,
Hey.
Why Kikamoo Cow. A tutor who tooted the flute tried to teach two young tutors to toot. Said the two to the tutor, "Is it harder to toot or to tutor two tutors to toot?" Jesus,
Damn, good job. Very good.
I'm getting better.
He is slowly
Oh my
training
God.
you.
Oh God, man! I don't even know where to go now.
There's only one is down.
Yeah,
How do you
y'all-
top that? I mean,
y'all
Jesus
broke me.
Christ. That was just boom.
Jacob's like, turn it on the black guy. Why don't you? Yeah, that's it. That's why I was singling him out.
That's right.
Oh.
How did the anime thing go anyway? I saw my notifications, but I didn't get a chance. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, the stream with me and Bear?
Yeah.
We were talking about Goblin Slayer. Yeah, it went good. It went good. People are triggered by that fucking shit. People are like scarred. They're like, dude, that show killed my cat. And I'm just like, I'm like, it's okay, it's fine. It's just a cartoon. You'll be all right.
I wanted to do a series I was talking about for a while back called Anime That Ain't Gay. And it was I do like anime, but it's just my personal taste towards like very specific stuff.
Yeah.
The
Anything
historical
with
period
tentacles.
stuff, samurai stuff, Ninja Scroll, Samurai X. Those are the kind of things I like. When it gets weird and there's even a hint of a tentacle somewhere, I'm checking.
See that tentacle creeping in? He like,
What if they're
next.
sailing across the sea and then like a kraken shows up? Are you done then?
Yeah, I don't just if it was a squid, an octopus, a cuttlefish, I'm out, man. I don't need the
Man,
possibility.
Megan might not like you.
Well, you got a good point there because Megon does the what's it called? Cthulhu thing pretty well. Yeah.
I say that because the recommended for me right now is 200 years for Gang of Groomers. For his video.
What's the full name of Samurai X? I think Samurai X was the Zelthor just mentioned it in chat again.
I don't remember. I do think it was more to it.
Shit, I can never remember its actual
Rurouni
name.
Kenshin.
Rurouni Kenshin, yeah. The series itself sucked, but the OVA, like the 4-part movie, was one of my favorites. Fucking outstanding.
I like the concept of that sword, though. I mean, somebody who doesn't want to kill but still has the opportunity of using a weird stance.
Yeah, and I love the myth of that. He killed somebody that he shouldn't have, an honorable man. So he has a slice across his face, and the wound never heals. And whenever he's committing more dishonorable acts, the wound reopens and starts bleeding again. It's like it's an
very
interesting
cool
idea.
All right, guys, I'm gonna need to go to bed. Chat, thank you guys so much for coming by. If you've seen the Andy stream, there's not a lot to pick up from the Metokur one except for his comments on it, which they're entertaining. But tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time, I think he said, is when he's doing the next one, because he broke this up into 2 parts. So look forward to that.
Oh, a monkey's a tired little monkey.
Yeah, I'm worn out now. But seriously, thank you for the super chats. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us tonight. Thank you, Coach Red Pill, for stopping by. Thank you, SDA, the 2 that were here and have left us. Satsu, Dax, Polly, a pleasure as always, gentlemen.
Of course.
Thank you.
Guys, we will see you next time. Bye.
Fuck off, assholes.
See you later.